What if I told you there is a city in Spain that looks like it shouldn't even exist? A place carved into rock, split by a canyon, and stitched together by one of the most breathtaking bridges in the world. A town floating above a gorge. Who built it? Why here? And what secrets does it hide?
Welcome to Ronda, one of our favorite towns in all of Andalusia. We have parked up in Plaza del Socorro, where you come out from the car park and onto this beautiful square with amazing church in the background, and also you have lots of restaurants around which has great vibe. This is one of the best places to park in Ronda because not only you come out of this beautiful square, you come straight to the high street of Ronda. This is also a point from where you can access most of Ronda's attractions quite easily. In today's video, we're going to walk around the high street, make our way to the viewing point around the bull ring towards the iconic Ronda's bridge. From there, we're going to explore the old Muslim quarter, which is absolutely gorgeous, and make our way down to the Tajo de Ronda to view the bridge from below. After that, we'll come back up to view the sunset. Let's go.
There are different ways to get to Ronda. The most popular one will be by driving. You can drive from Malaga and from Sevilla in about an hour and a half. We actually drove from Marbella and it took us an hour. That road, so many people don't like it because it's full of curves, and actually last winter the road got damaged with the heavy rain we experienced in the province, and just recently, about a month ago, they reopened it. Another popular way to get to Ronda is by train. You can take the train from Malaga or from Sevilla and it will take you approximately 2 hours.
At the end of the high street, you will come to a very important junction where on left side you will go to the Puente Nuevo, just 2 minutes walk there. And over here you have the bull ring. And just behind the bull ring, you have one of the first viewing points which will take your breath away. It's not just any ordinary bull ring, it's actually one of the first, if not the first bull ring of Spain. Today, these bull rings are quiet, there are no bullfighting. Luckily, this bull ring has been turned into a museum where you can go in and explore the history of bullfighting. This is also where you can get a horseback carriage and go all around the town, which is, in my opinion, I think it's a beautiful way to see the historical town of Ronda because you're actually going around like they used to do back in the days. Right over there is the Mirador del Ronda, but a lot of people just look at that beautiful view and miss this passageway. This passageway is called Paseo del Inglés, or the English Passage, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous because you just walk around this beautiful tree-lined passageway overlooking the view on the left side. And it opens up to this beautiful courtyard. Imagine coming here when these street lamps are on and you come to this viewing point looking at the sunset. Wow. Whoa, a bit scary walking up to here. Beautiful.
Ronda is such a romantic destination, and it's very different to other destinations you see in Costa del Sol. We are approximately an hour from the coast and we are inland, and obviously the temperature here will be warmer in the summer, so people prefer being by the beach and swimming in the Mediterranean Sea. But especially from October onwards, this is a very good destination to come with your loved one, admiring the beautiful views, having a very romantic dinner.
Wow, like I said, not many people come here and get to see this beauty. The passageway continues further down and you can enjoy a beautiful walk there as well. But look at this viewing point here. You can see the gorge going all the way down there and the town of Ronda in the background.
We are leaving Paseo de Orson Welles and we're going into Paseo de Blas Infante. And this is the main paseo of the town because it has beautiful gardens, it has an amazing vibe, but the selling point of this paseo has to be the views. One of the most beautiful views you can see in all Ronda, especially on sunset. This is very different than what you see in other places in Costa del Sol, Benalmádena, Torremolinos, where it's more like party vibe or more beach vibe. This is a bit more tranquil and relaxed. You come here for a walk in the park, you see like the sound of birds, and also you have live music in the background whilst admiring one of the most beautiful views in Andalusia. Wow. Look at that. Last week we were in Nerja, and in Balcón de Europa you felt like the king of the water or the king of the sea. And here, when you're in the balcony, you feel like the king of the land. It is absolutely beautiful, but in my opinion, it is even more beautiful at sunset time. We're gonna come back here, stay tuned to see one of the most beautiful sunsets in Andalusia. That building you see over there is Parador de Ronda, and it's actually one of the most popular hotels in all Ronda because it's got amazing views and it's right next to the next destination we're going now, which is Puente Nuevo.
And now we come to the other side of Parador's hotel, right into the Plaza España. This is actually a point where you have the Puente Nuevo, which divides the old town of Ronda, which is on that side, the Moorish side of Ronda, to this area, which is the new side of Ronda. The difference between the old town and the new town is quite stark because the old town is very historic. You go through the passageway, cobbled street, and the new town is a typical whitewashed Andalusian town. Okay, as soon as you come to this point, this is Puente Nuevo. Of course, you can't tell from here because we are on it. On the bridge, you have little viewing points as well, so you can go to this grill, and it's slightly inward, so you have an amazing viewing point. Wow, look at that. That's absolutely gorgeous. It's so dramatic. Over there, you can see like an old village, ruins of an old village, and the river with all the big boulder stones, birds flying in. Spectacular. That's all that comes from the mouth. Spectacular.
The reason it's called Puente Nuevo is because this is the latest bridge to be added to Ronda's town. And also, back in 1731, when they built this bridge, after just 6 years it collapsed and they had to rebuild it again. But that time, it took them 40 years, finishing in 1793, and that's the bridge we're walking on right now. But don't worry, because it is completely safe. The bridge has been standing strong for the last 200 years with no accidents. This bridge has a lot of viewing points, as you can see on this side as well. You can see the gorge going all the way down. Wow, wow, that is breathtaking. Walking over this bridge feels magical because on this side you have magnificent views, on that side as well. On this side, this is another viewing point where you can actually appreciate the beauty of this bridge. We are in Mirador de Aldeduela, and from here you can appreciate the beauty of Puente Nuevo, but also the beauty of the gorge down there. Wow. Wow. If you suffer from vertigo, probably this is not the best viewing point for you. Look at that. From here you can see the amazing bridge. There are a few restaurants in there, and that's the place we had restaurant a few years ago. It wasn't really our liking, it wasn't really the best food we've ever eaten, but the views and the setting, fantastic. Over here you can see the gorge. Wow. And look at those houses over there. Imagine waking up in the morning, having a coffee. Wow. The best way I would describe this view is like, I feel like in a Disney movie, you know, back in the days in the medieval or Moorish times, and you see the princess coming out. Disney movie. And on this side you will see the old part of town, and this is the new part of town. And in front of you is just Serranía de Ronda with magnificent valleys. Wow.
And now we are entering the old Moorish town, which is my favorite town as well because it's just so spectacularly gorgeous. It's got arches, it's got cobble streets, it's got little alleyways, it's got old buildings, it's got monuments. It's filled with history. After crossing the bridge, at this point, you have three options. Either you can go straight down to the Tajo, which is the bottom part of the bridge. Here you have the Casa del Moro, one of our favorite sites in Ronda, and also the old Muslim quarters with beautiful walls. On that side, you have the old town. So let's explore the old town first and take it from there. Straight away, you can see the old buildings and the old architecture facade. It's like you've been transported already into the old times. Wow, just walking through the old town is like literally walking through the history, alleyways and tourists going through. I just love how each hotel on this street has a balcony or the window overlooking the Tajo. It's just gorgeous view. So if you're coming to Ronda, must stay in one of these hotels. Look at, this is a good example. They've got a terrace overlooking as well, and this is the window. Wow. And if you've seen our previous Ronda videos, you would know that this square that we're gonna go into is my favorite square. Welcome to the beautiful Plaza Maria Auxiliadora. This is my favorite part, like I said before. It has an amazing viewpoint over there, and I love how the sunlight goes through the trees and comes into the beautiful square. There are alleyways going down which takes you to the old history of the town, and in front you have a little restaurant, and in the middle you have a beautiful fountain where people sit down, chill out and enjoy the lovely afternoon. Just at the end of the plaza you have the new attraction which opened last year, and it's a pathway like a Caminito del Rey, but it's slightly smaller, which goes all the way down to the bottom of the bridge, and also it has another viewing point on the side. The pathway going down to the bridge itself is not my favorite, but the viewing point is also included in the price. That's actually worth it. Wow. Now view from the other side, and again, mesmerizing views. Beautiful. And this curve you can see is a much bigger curve. You can see the whole town of Ronda sitting on top, and it's like right on the edge. But if you don't want to pay for the Tajo del Ronda walkway, there's another way to get down, and that's free of charge. So let's go and show you that.
These streets remind me of a typical whitewashed town on the hills of Andalusia. Very narrow streets, cobblestone streets, white walls, beautiful. You can easily get lost in the streets because they all look very similar, but every now and then you are rewarded with these really beautiful views. Like, look at this building here. Wow. I really love how they decorated the balconies over there with the plants. Wow.
Coming through these narrow streets, right in front of me is the convent of Santa Isabel. But what I'm looking for is the Iglesia Santa Maria la Mayor, right over there. Again, another absolutely gorgeous square with historical buildings all around me. And look at that tower, absolutely beautiful, wow. This church was actually built on a site of a mosque. Like many places in Andalusia, this used to be a mosque. It's a combination of Gothic, Mudéjar, and Renaissance architecture, like most of the churches, ancient churches in Andalusia. I love the exposed bricks and the color of the bricks all around the plaza. It's like the color of the earth. It's absolutely beautiful. To be honest, I'm starting to think that this is my new favorite plaza because the architecture around here is just on another level.
This is absolutely beautiful, but still, this is not our favorite part of Ronda. We are gonna go there right now, and it's gonna leave you breathless. We are heading towards the postcard of Ronda. Every picture you see about Ronda is taken from a certain location, and that's exactly where we're going right now. It's a bit of a walk. There are a lot of hills and some steps.
You can actually keep driving down, but it's a bit dodgy road, but you can actually drive all the way down to Tajo del Ronda. It's been quite some time that we have come down all the way to the Tajo del Ronda, and I've forgotten how beautiful this route is. This, I think, used to be horse riding place. I don't think it's functional, but I would love to do horse riding in this path, going all the way down to the Tajo del Ronda, looking at those mountains in the background, especially around sunset time. It would be a dream. On top, I can see all the viewing point and people standing looking at all this view.
As you keep going down, you start to see the edge of the town of Ronda. And in any second now, we're gonna see the most beautiful picture you can take of Ronda.
Wow, I can see the first sight of the bridge. It's gorgeous. And I'm loving this walkway as well. It's late September and the olive trees all around are bursting with little olives. And there's lots of insects and animals here as well. Look at that view. Like I always say, it's like, it reminds me of the elephant trunk over there. And we have arrived. Just over there is the viewing point. Beautiful. I love that bit over there. It's just so dramatic and so amazing. And from here you can see the bridge standing right in front of me. It's gorgeous, but my favorite point has to be the one with the caminetto. From there you can go towards that wall, all broken Moorish walls as well. Because it's a bit higher point, it's a lot better view from there. And I absolutely loved sitting there at sunset time, just watching the lights coming on in the town. It was absolutely gorgeous.
But I think from here, it actually gives you another perspective because it looks a bit more grandiose, like big. From that viewing point, it's right in front of you, but from this point of view, you're actually below it. So it gives you like a gigantic, enormous. We are gonna get a bit closer, so be careful with a few stones. And if you know me, I've got very bad balance, so I have to be very, very careful where I stand. The closer you get, the more spiritual feeling, like you get attracted to it. It's like a fairy tale picture. I love this point. And in rainy season right now, I don't think we can see from now, but there's actually a waterfall coming from the bottom of the bridge. Okay. This is where I probably, Aslam is gonna catch on camera how bad my balance is. I'm really bad. I can't really, oh, you see? Oh, okay, I'm gonna go this side. My God. Wow. Yes, you can see a little bit of the waterfall from here. Look at that. I don't know if the camera can catch it, but you can see the town of Ronda, you see Puente Nuevo, and you see that little waterfall over there. It's just gorgeous, beautiful.
It's growing a lot more on me because first of all, it's free, and the further up you go, you have different perspective. Ooh, that's the only problem though. It's free, but it's slightly dangerous. The another reason why I like it is that it's got a lot more space around here, so you can just wildly, freely go around and check different point of view, different perspectives. Now it's time to make our way back up in the town and explore the old Moorish quarter. Coming up from that hike, you will come to this beautiful square with lots of bars and restaurants where you can refill your energy. On the left, you have the beautiful Almocabar gate for the old Moorish quarter. This is like a defensive wall where it's got 3 arches which slow down the inflow. And just behind this is the old Moorish quarter where we're going now. Let's cross over here. And there are quite a few sites in there. For example, the Baños de Árabe, the Arabic baths, and an old minaret of a mosque, which is still standing, or one of only few in Andalusia. Like you see, water feature, that's a very typical of Islamic architecture. You have water features in the gardens and all around. Wow. You can actually go on top of this wall as well and get the point of view of the whole area. Every corner you look is just beautiful, filled with history spilling around. If you carry on walking on this lower side, it will take us to Baños de Árabe, which is like the lower part of Ronda. Wow, look at the view in front of me. Now we are doing the complete circle of Ronda. Before we were on the other end, the parallel side of this side, which was the bridge side, and over here you have even more spectacular views.
Ronda is absolutely stunning, and there are lots of activities to do in this beautiful town. I would highly recommend you to spend a weekend here and enjoy not just this town, but the surrounding areas. There are lots of activities to do. Just to name a few, you have Cueva del Gato, which is a cave with a waterfall going into this mini lake with beautiful waters. It looks like you are in Thailand. There is a picnic area around it, but don't be fooled, because the water there is absolutely freezing. 30 minutes from Ronda town will take you to Athinipo, which is a Roman ruins with a beautiful amphitheater. It is free of charge to enter, and it has amazing views surrounding it. Also, half an hour from Ronda will take you to Setenil de las Bodegas, which is a town built under a rock with a lot of history and really one of the most dramatic views that you can see in all Andalusia. And if you have kids, also half an hour from here will take you to Juzgar, which is the Smurf town of the world. Typical whitewashed town from Andalusia, but rather than being white, it's all blue, and it is beautifully decorated in a Smurf's theme. If, like us, you are liking what you're seeing, we actually made a specific video of what to do if you spend a weekend in Ronda. Full of adventure, full of action, and full of memories you will never forget. Make sure to click the link in the description below.
We've been to Ronda about more than 10 times since we live so close, and every time we come here, there's no shortage of awes and like wows. And now we're coming to Baños de Árabe, which is ancient Arabic baths. You can visit these baths today with a ticket. It's not very expensive. It's quite beautiful. Inside you have the light coming through the ceiling, beautiful gardens around as well. I won't say it's a must visit, but it's one of the things that you can add to your trip. Now we are making our way back up to the old town, but going up there is going to be lots of steps. We are right at the bottom, making way all the way to the top. About halfway to the town, you will come to our favorite attraction of Ronda, Casa del Rey Moro. It's a beautiful house with amazing gardens, with peacocks flying around and spectacular views, one of the best views of Ronda. From there, you can make your way down from about 300 steps to the other side of the bridge.
We are now approaching the Arabic Bridge, which is one of the 3 bridges you will find in Ronda's town. Even though it doesn't have the dramatic views you will see in Puente Nuevo, it's in a beautiful setting. I love the church here in the background. I also love the archway that leads to the old town center from here as well. And also you have very dramatic views of the hills, Serranía de Ronda. And it's a very peaceful, not as busy surrounding as you will see on the other side of the town. Also from here will lead you to a beautiful paseo, which is like a promenade but on a cliff with beautiful views of Ronda. We are now in Jardines de Cuenca, and starting from this point, you are rewarded with this beautiful view. You can see the hills in the back, you see the church, you see the archway going into the old town center, and you see the cliffs. And there's a lot of history here. If you go to Casa del Moro, which is the attraction that Aslan mentioned earlier on, you can go down to the very bottom. And it got lots of history, because back in the day, when there was the battle between the Moors and the Christians, actually this was the cutting point for the water. So if you cut the water supply from here, the town wouldn't have any water. From here, you get a beautiful view of Casa del Moro. You can see the gorge. And now you start seeing Puente Nuevo emerging from the rocks and the trees. It's simply gorgeous, these gardens. We are surrounding the cliffs, dividing the new town with the old town, giving it a very dramatic look. And we're getting higher and higher. And at one point, we're going to reach Puente Nuevo. Wow. Wow. You can see the ray of light coming from one of the arches on the bridge. Wow. Doesn't it feel like you are in a movie or in a fairy tale? This is just magical.
Wow, I did not know about this sunset viewing point. It's actually quite special because you have kind of like a river of gold flowing through the holes of the arches of the Puente Nuevo. I'm sure there must be some days in the year when you can actually see the sun right in the middle of the arches. Right now we need to hurry up because we are getting late to the sunset point, the Mirador de Ronda. So let's go and let's see if we can make it. I think we are too late.
We don't really want to miss this. We want to show you how beautiful this is. And I think we are about to make it.
Oh, we just missed it. Ow. Oh. Never mind, it still looks beautiful. And the atmosphere is amazing. Everybody's around here sitting down. Oh, that's so nice.
As you know, Aslam and I, we love a beautiful sunset, and this spot is Ronda is one of our most beautiful ones in all Andalusia. We just missed the sun hiding between the mountains, but even now, right now, you can see the glow of fire glowing just before the mountains, and it's just a beautiful moment.
Wow, that was beautiful. Like we said, there are a few sunset watching points in Ronda, and this one is for somebody who's looking for a vibe that everybody's around, just enjoying themselves, watching the sun while live music is going on. Whereas the Tajo de Ronda is for somebody who just wants to have a quiet moment to themselves with amazing background behind them. Now we're going into the high street of Ronda. It's 8:30 and everybody's getting around from watching sunset and going around the town, coming to the high street and different restaurants to enjoy the night. Wow, it's Tuesday night and the high street is completely packed. This is Plaza del Socorro and it's completely filled with life as well. The high street of Ronda is actually quite an interesting one because it's got lots of places to eat, lots of places to have an ice cream, lots of boutique shops and lots of little like knick-knack shops that you can mooch around and enjoy walking around and enjoy the atmosphere. Ronda has become quite an attractive destination for expats to move here, live around the town and the surrounding areas as well. There are a number of reasons because of the beautiful scenery around here. The property prices are cheaper compared to the coastal areas of Costa del Sol, and also people who are after a whitewashed town but still want to have a slightly larger town rather than living in a village, Ronda is perfect for them. It's actually quite popular between the retirees as well as the artists, creative people. They love living around Ronda. It's a place that inspires you. The expat community in Ronda is not huge, but it's still a sizable community, and majority of them are British, Dutch, Germans, and Scandinavian. But recently, Americans are choosing Ronda as well. We have found a estate agent to look at the prices in the area. 3-bedroom, 149,000, 4-bedroom, 139, 3-bedroom, 250, 65,000, 95,000 for 1-bedroom. My favorite one, it's a 5-bedroom villa for 389,000 euros with a private swimming pool. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually quite surprised about prices because I knew they would be lower, but that low I was not expecting.
Nightlife in Ronda is not like the nightlife you would expect in other towns in Costa del Sol, like Torremolinos, Fuengirola. This is not a destination you will come for partying and drinking in pubs and karaokes. This is more of like a couple getaway, like a romantic getaway, where you come and go for long, romantic and nice walks with your loved ones. That's why right now it's 9:30 in the evening on a Tuesday. It's end of September. Yeah, you see a lot of people around, but it's not packed. You don't see the crowds of people you will see in bars or restaurants. We're gonna keep exploring this beautiful town at night because in my opinion, at night, it has a certain magic in the air.
Okay, I found the last monument I was looking for, the minaret of Saint Sebastian. This is one of the last towers or the minarets of a mosque from the Moorish era, still standing in its original form.
Wow, it's absolutely beautiful at night as well. And the streets are almost empty. And the good thing is that it really feels safe here. And that's one of the good things about Andalusia or Spain in general, that it feels very safe when you walk in the streets. Right now in the squares, it's probably about 4 or 5 people walking around, but it feels really safe, very quiet, very calm. And as I said before, now with all the lights, it gives it a certain magic.
Very quiet in the town center right now. It feels like we are the only ones here. You must be wondering that, is it worth staying here at night? Because it's quite quiet at the moment. When you can come here within an hour and a half's drive or an hour's drive from Marbella, in my opinion, it's absolutely worth coming here and staying the night because the nighttime atmosphere is completely different. It might be quiet on the weekdays, but trust me, there's certain kind of charm in the air, charm in the buildings, walking through these cobble streets, which have been here for ages. Look at this arch. Wow. Every corner, every turn brings you to a new place, new kind of scenery, and the buildings and the architecture is lovely.